after your album, you know, I started really understanding and diving into like Afro beats and just all the music coming out of not just Nigeria but Africa as a whole. There's so much. Africa is a gold mine for music. There's so much heat that's like untapped to, and I just feel, you know, outside of being within Africa, crossing that music over to the States or internationally, it's so important to get that music across to people, and I feel like people are really starting to tap in. So when we found out about you, and shout out Monty, he's in the back right now, when he put us on to your music and who you were, I thought you were from the States, you know, because your sound and your tone, your accent, you remind me of like a neo soul, you know, R&B, like urban artist, you know, from the States. And then I started to hear just your range, and then I found out like, no, he's from Nigeria. And that blew me away, and how someone from out there sounded like someone back home, but then I started to really listen, and I could hear your African roots. And that's something, you know, like when you hear a Jamaican, you know, you can't, when you hear coffee, you can't replicate that. You know, that's organic. So the music that you make is just so soulful, and it's alternative, you know, it's Alté. It's away from just all the, you know, the Afro pop and the Afro beats that's coming out, and I love that about you. And we just put out an album back in March, and in the flesh, we've been talking on WhatsApp, and it's nice to have you. We got Tay Iwar. What's good?
Yo, I'm chilling, man. I'm good.
Feeling right?
Yeah.
You look good. Like, damn, where you get your fits at, man?
Man, I've been around. You know?
Yo, it's really like the selection squad is here. It's, with the exception of Monty, it's a lot of our first times meeting you, but it's amazing because it feels natural. I don't feel like, you know, when you meet somebody and it's kind of like you just want somebody shy or they're not talking much. As soon as I saw you and you came to the Airbnb, it was
just like cash.
Like, oh, okay, like it's real now. It ain't just some internet or phone conversation. We're here in London as well because we have a very special show. Such a unique lineup, man, and I'm just happy to have such an international range of artists from yourself. You know, we have Xavier Omar and Sango, who've been, you know, part of the growth of Soulection and part of the roots. And, you know, you have Andre Power, you have Xylo, Shaka Lion, and it's just great to bring all these like creatives together. And it's literally an international sound. Like, how are you feeling? This is the first time you're performing in London, in Europe?
No, this is like this is my third time. Third time.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Second time in London. And it's dope, man. I mean, it's Somerset House, yo. And it's a lot of people.
What's the most you've ever performed for?
I think about 3,000. That was in Lagos.
Wow, how did that go?
That was nice, man. That was cool. It's different because you have like a wide range of audience that, you know most, like some of them haven't heard your music before, so you have to really work hard to impress them because they're just looking at you as some other artist, you know. So it was nice because it was a festival, Giddy Fest. I don't know if you heard of it.
No.
It was a festival. It was nice, man. It was good. Big stage and all of that.
Well, one thing I could say about this coming show is that because it's a Soulection audience and, we put out Gemini and people have been getting acquainted with your sound. It's family. And the crowd is going to be so educated. And as you know, the UK audience, specifically London, goes the hardest, bro. I'm telling you, I've been to a lot of places and they just react. They go crazy. I don't know what's in the water, what's in the food, but
it's the weather, man.
I can't wait to see how they react to your music and to see how many people recite, songs that they're familiar with. Let's go back in time from when you first started creating. When you put out your first album when you were 16 years old. Right?
And it was self-produced.
Your Passport.
Passport.
And you, like you just said, you produce, you mix your own music as well.
I recorded it and all of that. It was work, man, but like looking back at it, it was actually so much fun because it was the first time I had like a purpose. I was like, oh, I'm just out of high school and I'm gonna like put all my energy like into this one album and just get it out there, So that was a nice time. That was a nice
Yeah.
time. I learned so much.
And
Crazy.
it's also amazing to see all the like the artists that you're affiliated with and that you create with. Like it seems like there's some of your brothers or your friends
Yeah.
that you came up with, such as Santi, Odunsi,
Yeah.
you know, and you got Alo, and
Yeah.
I think it's just you four are like you guys are killing it, man.
Yeah, it's
and
crazy.
you guys are all. What I love is you guys are crossing over to each other's music. You know,
There's
you
love.
might
There's love, and Alo's just about to drop his album actually, which is fire. Yeah.
Do you have some production or features on there?
Nah. This one was
all
mainly him and Higo. Higo is a fire producer. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break and get into some music here on Soulection Radio Beats One. What's a song that you want to get into? Anything that comes to the top of your head from the catalog, whether it's from Gemini or from your last, releases that you put out.
Let's go. Forest from Renaissantia.
Renaissantia.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does that represent? What does that mean?
Renaissance and rebirth. At the time I was trying to like tap into a new angle of myself, because I just got independence. I just got into university, and I had more free time, so I was like, this should represent where I'm at right now.
100%. Tell us the name of the song one more time.
Forest. Yeah.
Let's get into it here. Tay Iwar, first time us all really connecting properly, out of Nigeria. Beats One worldwide. Keep it locked.
Yeah.
Yo, Tay, what does Afro-Fusion mean to you?
Afro-Fusion is basically just any music you make that has strong influences and roots in African rhythms, because clearly our drums are different. You hear it in the song. So I feel like if you have like an R&B song with Afro drums, you're making Afro-Fusion. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, on a basic level.
How does that? Because you educated me a couple months ago, and we started breaking down like the difference from Afro beats, Afro pop to Alté, and then into Afro-Fusion.
Yeah.
Can you also educate maybe like one or two artists per sound, per genre, so people can kind of understand that outside looking in?
Right. And but this is also tricky because like some artists make multiple genres.
You're right.
So I don't usually like saying an artist is like an Afro-Fusion artist, because I know I've heard him.
They make different ranges.
Yeah, different ranges.
Right.
Yeah. So
for instance, so like Burna Boy,
yeah,
or like Wizkid, what would they be considered?
Like Wiz, I would say Wiz is Afro pop.
Afro pop.
Yeah, because I mean, he's a pop star.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he makes African music.
Yeah.
So
would you consider yourself part of the Alté scene as well?
Yeah, of course.
Because I was talking to Jules, he's from Ghana, and he was, when we were talking about Alté, he was, identifying, he's like, yo, that's a sound coming out of Nigeria, and it's a way of life, it's a lifestyle, it's the way they dress, the way they walk, the way they talk, and the sounds, and I was able to identify with it right away. And that's something that you guys have been able to champion. And when you think of artists like Santi, and Odunsi, do they come from that same pocket as well?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Almost created the pocket, if you ask me. Yeah.
When you met them, were you guys all like just creating music together, or like how did you guys all come across?
So with Santi, I met Santi in Dubai. Yeah, that was like 2015. Yeah. No. Yeah, 2015. And we just linked up based on music. He was like he wanted to like see what I was doing musically, and I was like, yeah, same. So he pulled up with Tommy Thomas, and we spent like 2 days at my apartment. We were just banging out songs. Yeah, that was sweet.
Are those songs the one that came out on your album and his?
No, funny enough, none of those songs
came out.
Yeah, none of those songs came out.
So y'all were just getting acquainted.
Yeah, we're just vibing. And then we even had like a studio thing, for some time. We camped out at some studio just to learn and to like create new songs, Yeah, it was a real vibe.
And Odunsi, he has his own sound too. It's like it almost sounds like, it's like funk, soul, it's like alternative for sure. It's different, man. It reminds me of something you hear in the States, like in Cali. It's like comfortable, it's like good weather, it's bright. You know what I mean? And it's interesting, man. But it all makes sense, and it all has its own taste, its own element. And I'm glad that people are really starting to catch on to you and everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. It's
From
a
the
good
States.
time. It's a good time, and shout out to the internet, man, because like it's been helping. And more importantly, I think people are seeing that we're actually passionate about music and art, and it's not just a means to an end. I think that's the most peculiar thing about the Alté scene, because the passion is clear.
100%.
It shows.
You were telling me that a lot of, like, you and a lot of other producers, a lot of other artists came up on SoundCloud as well. And you guys were one of the first ones, like really, locked into it and understand like the culture of it, and we're already starting to produce and get ideas. And I think that's where your wide range of music comes from,
Yeah, because when I started, it was actually Hawkshare. So we were like the first people to like know about SoundCloud when SoundCloud came on, because Hawkshare was before SoundCloud. So we got in there quick. And I released my first album was on SoundCloud.
Got it.
Yeah.
And like streaming, streaming services and all that, SoundCloud, is the rest of the country like really up on it, or like?
Yeah, and like Nige is like 200 million people, so like it's so many people. There's a lot of people on the streaming sites and a lot of people that aren't on the sites, so it's like, and it's very difficult to, I don't know if anyone has done the research on how many people use streaming services in Nigeria, but I haven't seen any. So it's difficult to tell. Yeah.
It's still a new thing, and I feel like
it's new.
That's why the sound is growing, because like when I went to Japan, for example, they're all about physical, like CDs and vinyl, and now they're starting to transition over to digital, barely, which is kind of ironic considering how forward they are with technology. It's like, how is streaming starting to really like pop off over there? But now it's like, before you had to buy 1 to 3 CDs, say like 10 albums drop and you wanted 5 of them, you couldn't, to drop 10 to 20 USD or whatever Japanese yen on that, that's a lot of money. So now you pay a monthly fee, for a subscription, and now you get access, or you don't even have to pay. You can still listen with ads, but now you get access to every single album in a second. So now I feel like the way people are digesting music is just different now. It's faster.
It's at a crazy rate.
Yeah.
That's why albums are coming out like every month,
Let me ask you, how does that make you feel when, even like when Gemini dropped, and I'm sure there was some people in your DMs like, yo, when's the next one coming out? Does that frustrate you sometimes?
Nah, not really, because like my idea with music, I always just let it flow. I'm not trying to be pressured. I make music based on, ease and based on being comfortable. So I'm never pressured to do that. If I'm in a position where I'm making like 10 songs in 2 months or something, I'll probably drop projects after projects, but it doesn't always come.
100%. Let's get into one more song right now. What do you feel like listening to? What do you want the people to hear?
Let's see. There's Bibo Valdez, La Feria de los Siglos.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into that. Who is that?
Bibo Valdez. He's a jazz musician.
Okay.
Cuban jazz musician.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get into that. You're about to put me on, so you know where you heard it first. Soulection, Tay Iwar, Beats 1. Make sure you keep it locked. Man, all I gotta say is shout out to Jules. Much love to Sango, man. This track right here is unreleased. It's just an idea. I hope Sango don't get too mad at me. But I had to play this. This is a worldwide connection. Once again, Jules is from Ghana. And Sango's representing Seattle and Michigan, Detroit, all of that. Man, this sound right here, it's crazy.
Crazy, man.
Yo, playing it in the sound system and just seeing everyone's reaction.
Yeah.
You got Shaka Lion running in here like, what's
tight.
that?
It's tight.
Yo, and it's just, this is what I'm talking about. I love hearing two worlds come together. I think we're at a point where we're starting, it's like that Afro-Fusion concept. We're bringing this music together, you know, and I want to hear more artists like this, more producers come together to create, because this song is powerful. And then before that, we played Bebo, or Bebo Valdez, right?
Bebo Valdez.
And who put you on to him?
My dad, actually.
Yeah,
my dad. That's like one of his favorite songs. Yeah, he used to play it like every Sunday when I was a kid. So,
really?
Yeah,
that's
I never
amazing.
forget the song, man.
The background of your family, like you come from a musical, like is everyone?
Yeah.
Does everybody sing or like they play instruments?
Yeah, I think. Well, what happened was my parents were like, they feel like all of us should learn at least an instrument, because it'll just be better for our lives. And so
wow.
So,
at what age did they have you learning these instruments?
I went to classical piano school at 4 or 5. Yeah,
it's amazing.
I think it was 5. Yeah, man. They put in the work, man. They put in the work.
Yeah, and you can play the guitar as well.
Yeah, I could play the guitar. I taught myself the guitar though.
Okay.
Yeah, in high school.
Anything else that you have a wide spectrum of?
Nah.
I mean, you make beats, you mix,
beats,
so you do a lot.
I mix, I sing, I play
like
instruments.
5, 6, 7 different instruments, low key.
Yeah, man, yeah.
I love it. Let's talk about real quick. We've been talking about just the history and just the roots of yourself and who you are. Let's talk about this Gemini album.
Yeah.
You know, because from start to finish, that album, I remember when we first got it in, you know, Monty sent it to us and we all started listening and we just started living with the music. And I just remember Andres coming to me and just hearing certain songs in the car, you know, riding around the city back home in LA, and the music just felt like home. Right. Even though you created it out in Nigeria, it resonated with us, and it's just such a powerful album from start to finish.
Thanks, man.
And let's talk about what Gemini means to you and just the whole process of that.
Yeah, Gemini took about 2 years to finish. Yeah, because it was mainly I was like going through so much in Nigeria because we opened up a studio, Bantu studio. And you know, we opened up in Abuja, which is like not the entertainment hub of Nigeria. So it was like a difficult time because we're trying to understand like the whole scene and all of that. So it's just songs that I made based on that time, you know. And it was also a time for me to figure out myself and really understand what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, because I had all these skills I had developed, and I was like, okay, am I gonna just sing? Am I just gonna produce or mix, or what am I gonna do? So yeah, you know.
What's your favorite song from the album?
I don't think I have one.
You don't have one? Is there one that you enjoy, that you feel like you're gonna enjoy performing?
For performances,
have you performed Gemini yet? Any to like a big audience or anything?
I performed like songs from it before it was released, before I even knew I had like the track list. So yeah, like Monica, I did Monica in Nigeria.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's a hard tune.
You know what I like too is the way you mix your voice. You have like different pitches and like it kind of. There's only a few artists that can really do that. Like when I used to listen to Duale, or when I listened to Duale, he has like different tones in his voice, different pitches, and you have like different verses or ranges of words transitioning, and it changes vocal tones. I think that's really creative.
Yeah,
you know,
thanks, man.
Even like your harmonies, your cadences, on what song? On Diamonds.
Diamonds.
Like, that's produced
by Doozy. Doozy is crazy, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he produced How as well.
Yeah. How many of the songs on Gemini did you produce?
About 14.
Damn. It's pretty much like 90% and more of the album.
Or 13, yeah. So I worked with on the other songs I didn't produce. It was Lamav. Lamav is crazy, man. He sends like That guy makes. The first day I met Lamav, I met him at 12, and he had made 5 beats already. 12 by 12 noon. So I knew this guy was serious, and these were like fire beats, yo. Like 5 of them. He was just like, yeah, man, I just make the beats, man. I'm like, wow, bruh.
And now who else is he producing for?
And then I worked with Doozy as well. Yeah, on the album. So Lamav and I actually have a project coming out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
This year.
Any plans? I mean, I feel like people really need to see you and see this on the road. Any plans of touring and getting out there like that?
Yeah, we've been talking about it. I've been speaking with Andres as well.
Hey.
Yeah, he's been filling me in.
It's about time to write that letter of recommendation, huh, Andres? Huh?
Yeah.
You need that letter of rec from the big boss man straight out of Azusa. Yo, wait till when you come to LA, you gotta have him take you to the city of Azusa and give you the run through. It's an experience.
Okay.
We gotta get you to LA. You know, one thing we were talking about as well is just appreciation for someone like us coming out here, because for you to come out here, it's been quite a process.
Yeah,
you know,
it is.
and it's hard for people from Africa to just be able to travel freely, not just to the States, but also to Europe and just to come to the UK. How has the London sound? Because, you know, everything we're doing here is a special edition. I got so many great artists coming through. And how has that UK sound like influenced you? Because you spent some time here, you've gone to school here for a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I've been from, like, one of my favorite artists is Shaka. I don't know if you know Shaka. He sings.
No.
Yeah, he's a UK artist. Yeah, he has a song Man Down.
Okay.
Yeah, with I don't remember who it's with. But yeah, that's like one of the roots of my sound. So UK is strong in my music. Okay. Yeah. And I produce because I make beats, so I make beats for like some of the homies, you know. Yeah, like grind beats or like drill beats now. I've been trying to make some like drill beats.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I think we need to hear like a Tay Iwar like beat tape just of all your craziest beats. That'd be amazing to hear that.
I'll tell you what, my first album was actually meant to be a beat tape.
Really?
Yeah, but my brother was like, just sing on them. You can sing. So I changed it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, shoot, I'm glad that you started really singing and being confident in yourself to do that, because like now looking, I feel like you're just getting started, man. I feel like you're just literally getting acquainted with yourself, finding yourself and finding that range and pocket. And I think from here on out, I'm really interested to see like where you take this, where we take this, and just know that all of us are here to help, you know. And I think that we spoke about how in Nigeria and even in Africa in general, it's hard. Like you have to be on the radio for people to give you that credibility, you know, or to get a show. There's not that many venues in Nigeria that you can just pull up and do a show. So we're kind of trying to help you like finesse that and kind of get through that process and bring you here to the UK and bring you around the world and bring you on to Beats One, to Soulection Radio. And I feel like once people really like understand who you are and hear the music, it's like there's no stopping you pretty much. Yeah,
this is a good introduction because there's so much more just in Abuja and in Nigeria besides me, you know, so much more that needs to be tapped into. Yeah, and this is like an opportunity or something.
Yeah, man. Well, once again, this is just the first of many. Anything you need from us, you just let us know, and I can't wait to see how people react to you at Somerset, London for the Soulection show. And any last words?
Just like peace and love. Yeah, that's all.
Much love. Before we head out of here, let's get into some live songs from you. We got the guitar here, right? And do a little acoustic set. What songs are you gonna be doing for us today?
I'm gonna do Miracle Girl and unreleased song called Selfish. Yeah.
When did you write that?
I don't remember.
It's been a minute?
It's been a while.
All right, so unreleased music from Tay Iwar and one from Gemini. All right, let's get into it. Once again, Tay Iwar.